What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Bruce Springsteen. Yes, indeed, Bruce Springsteen Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from JFK. And this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. Hope you enjoy the show. JFK wanted to see me react to this. It is Bruce Springsteen with a tune called Long Walk Home. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, oh, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's say this was posted by Bruce Springsteen, shocking, and the video has 133,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Bruce Springsteen, Long Walk Home, Manchester, May 14th, 2025. Official live video. Wah, wah, wah.
Absolutely,
Normally, I'd be scared by this. I would say, oh, here we go. It's an official video off this official page. Here's the thing, though. And a lot of people don't know this. I don't even think JFK knows this. Every single video that I've done a reaction to that has come from the Bruce Springsteen YouTube channel has been blocked. Every single one. And the funny thing is, every single time I contest it, I dispute the block, and every single time the dispute goes past 30 days. And as a result, I win by default because they didn't respond within the 30-day period of me submitting the dispute. So it's so funny. It's so stupid that they block everything that I've done when it comes to any video I've used from his official channel. I am not even exaggerating. I am not even kidding. Every single video has been blocked. I've disputed it every single time, and every single time I win by default. And the video gets unblocked. Why bother blocking in the first place? It's so insane. It really is. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, I find that funny. I find that very entertaining. Every time I do a Bruce Springsteen video, I'm just like, here we go again. We're going to get another block. And sure enough, we do. Anyway, I find it funny. And then here we are, official live video. Good Lord. Like it's going to make any difference. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
This is a prayer for my country. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last night I stood at your doorstep, trying to figure out what went wrong. You just slipped something in to my palm, then you were gone. I could smell the same deep green of summer. Above me the same night sky was glowing. In the distance I could see the town where I was born. It's gonna be a long walk home. Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. A long walk home. In town I pass Sal's grocery, barber shop on South Street. I looked into their faces, they were all rank strangers to me. The Veterans Hall high up on the hill stood silent and alone. The diner was shuttered and boarded with a sign that just said gone. It's gonna be a long walk home. Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. It's gonna be a long walk home.
I like that ascension in the back of the vocals. That was nice. All right, here we go.
Everybody has a neighbor. Everybody has a friend. Everybody has a reason to begin again. My father said, son, we're lucky in this town. It's
Good.
a beautiful place to be born. It just wraps its arms around you. Nobody crowds you, nobody goes it alone. You know that flag flying over the courthouse means certain things are set in stone. Who we are, what we'll do, and what we won't. It's gonna be a long, long haul.
The dynamic usage was really nice there. I like how they brought it down. We're about the halfway mark. It was very strategically placed too. Very well executed. Keeping it just a couple sparse voices supporting his lead vocal. But even his lead vocal came down. That was nice. Always good to see Jake, taking a sax solo. That's always fun. If I'm being honest, I'm not saying this as a criticism to the band, because I don't know. Well, this is an official video. Now that I think about it, this is an official video coming off of their official page. So actually, now that I think about it, I can't put some of the blame on Bruce for this. I'm not digging the video. I'm not digging the live performance. And the number one reason for that is over 80% of the video has been this angle, this shot from his midsection up. It's a bust shot. It's been this for 80% of the video. And usually I'm very complimentary on Bruce Springsteen live performances because we see everybody and everybody gets featured. And there's a lot of pull-out shots where you can see, the entire stage, and you can see the entire band. And this video has been all about Bruce. Not a fan. Not a fan. I'm glad we got to see Jake. We got one shot of that violin player for about 5 seconds. We got one shot of the percussionist for about 4 seconds. We got one shot of one of the backing vocalists for about 4 seconds. We got a shot of Jake. And that's it. Other than that, it's been all Bruce from chest up. I get it. It's a Bruce Springsteen video. I get the name of the band is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. I get it. He's the star. We all understand that. But at the same time, I think this is the first time I've ever felt like Bruce's approach is, it's all about me. This is the first time I've ever gotten that feeling. And it's weird. It's really weird. Why he approved this, why he allowed this, I don't know. I'm sure there was footage that they could have used of other members of the band. They could have taken this video and said, you know what, we're going to scrap it and we're going to try again. Take the same audio, keep the same audio, but let's get some other shots of other band members in. But instead, Bruce said, no, we're gonna go with this. This is fine. If I'm being 100% honest, I'm a little turned off by the video. The song's nice. The song's fine. I got no issue with the song whatsoever. It sounds good. It flows well. It's very pleasing to the ear. It's easy to follow. I like the chordal progression, utilizing the D down to the major 6, back to the D again. Never resolving from the major 6 to the 5. Always just, root to the major 6, root to the major 6. Very easy to follow, but very pleasing to the ear. But if I'm being honest, guys, this video is, it's a turnoff. To me, it is anyway. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm sure there are people out there who just, are absolutely in love with Bruce, and they think this is probably the grittiest video that he's ever made. It's very possible, I'm sure there are people like that out there. But for me, I don't know, man. This just feels very self-serving. I'm not digging the video. Anyway, let's keep going here. We got Phoebe twice. At least we're seeing more variety now. That's nice.
It's gonna be a long walk home. Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. It's gonna be a long walk home. It's gonna be a long walk home.
This is better.
Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. Hey, pretty darling, don't wait up for me. Gonna be a long walk home. It's gonna
We
be
finally see Nels. Always trying to see Max's hands. it got better. The video definitely got better. The second half, we saw a lot more shots, a lot more frequency of a lot more different people. Bruce still got most of it. I mean, he still got more than half of that second half. But, I mean, at least we saw a lot more people popping up a lot more frequently. So the second half of the video, yeah, that was definitely better. So not nearly as self-serving as the first half. Not a lot to talk about, if I'm being honest. This is okay. It's going to be a short review, but it's going to be an interesting review. Because there's a factor that I normally talk about in a situation like this, and believe it or not, it's not going to be a factor in this video. I have my reasons, and I promise you, I will explain everything. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Bruce Springsteen with Long Walk Home. This was a request from JFK. And this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, JFK. Hope you enjoyed the show. I got a score here. And when I give the score, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by the score, but I think people are going to be surprised by how the score was achieved. Because, like I said, there's a certain factor that is normally, when it comes to Bruce Springsteen videos, it's normally a big part of the score that I come up with, and it is a complete non-factor this time, which is really weird. You'll see what I mean if you've been following this channel for any amount of time. I promise you, you're gonna hear, and you're gonna go, oh wow, and that's not being taken into consideration. Trust me, we're gonna get to it. I promise. Let's start with the score first. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.3. Yep. 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First things first, a 7.3. What does that mean? Well, a 7.3 would translate to a really good scale rating because overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yeah, that's B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.3, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? That's actually a really interesting story. So glad you asked. The song, it's a nice tune. It's nice. I know it's simple. I know it's basically 2 chords the entire time. You know, D major down to the B minor, the natural minor, back up to the B. You know, it's the root down to the natural minor, which would be the major 6, and then back up to the root again. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. When it comes to the use of dynamics, when it comes to the use of voicings, in particular the backing vocals. Now, this is I'm going to make kind of a big deal about the backing vocals, but I have a reason for it. And the reason is this: the backing vocals are the hook. Hear me out. Hear me out. Look at the chorus. Look at the chorus. Okay? We're all strumming along, we're all singing in unison, right? And then we have this split when we go down to that B, we go down to the major 6, the B minor. And what do the backing vocals do against Bruce's vocals? Bruce's vocals go down, right? What do the backing vocals do? They go up and they go and split into this 3-part harmony on the ascension. Guys, when I heard that the first time, I don't know if you saw it, but my eyes, I could feel my eyes widen, and I felt a tiny spine tingle go down the back of my spine. And I was like, ooh, okay, that was nice. Nothing against the rest of the chorus. I think the rest of the chorus sounds just fine. But that ascension, that grabbed my attention. That sunk its fangs into me. It dug its claws into me. And every single time they hit the chorus, I found myself going, oh, I hope they do it again. And they did. Just like clockwork. It's by design. So, as a result, that tells me that's part of the songwriting. Folks, that's the hook. That is absolutely the hook of the song. At least for me it is. I'm sure the people may have a difference of opinion, and that's fine. But for me, those backing vocals, that ascending 3-part harmony, that was absolutely the hook for me. It was the highlight of the song, if I'm being honest. The utilization of dynamics coming down into that breakdown section right about the midway point of the song, very smart, very intelligent. Pulling all the voices out, just a couple of sparse voices here and there, supporting Bruce's main vocal line. Makes sense. It's always good to see Jay getting a sax solo. I love seeing him play, man. He is a nice sax player. He really understands the boundaries of good taste when it comes to, because I know he's very talented on the sax. I know he is. And I know he could play far more complicated riffs than he does. I know he could. But he keeps everything in check for the sake of the song, for the benefit of the song. He keeps everything he plays conducive and tasteful to the song. And guys, I know this sounds silly, but when you're a talented musician and you have the discipline to do that, it's not something that comes around with everybody. Not everybody has that discipline. And I'm going to use an example, and I know I keep using this band as an example, but I'm going to use Kiss once again as an example. When Ace Frehley left the band and they brought in Vinnie Vincent, this is a guy who, very talented, at first fit the band like a glove, but then his soloing started to become more important to him than the songs were. And I understand that to some extent. You've been hired as a lead guitar player, which he was. By definition, he was the lead guitarist. And he is a very talented guitar player. He is, okay? He's got some serious soloing chops. But that became more important to him than anything else that they did at their live shows. And you knew it because when he would get his spotlight solo, it would get a little longer and a little longer and a little longer and a little longer to the point where eventually he got to be like over 10 minutes long. And that's what got him fired. I forgot what show it was. It was during the Lick It Up tour. And he was warned. He was warned by Paul and by Gene. Don't do that. You have this much time. We're going to give you 8 minutes, or 6 minutes or whatever it was. We're going to let you play that long, but that's all you get. You need to stop. And he just brushed them off and went out and played for over 10 minutes. The whole time, Eric Carr was kind of sitting there going, oh no. This is it. This is the end. I just hope it doesn't happen in public. Paul was fuming. He was pacing back and forth, glaring, and Gene just kind of stood there, stone-faced, just like he was over it. He was beyond over it. They actually went out and interrupted him. They finally said they've had enough, and they went out on stage and interrupted his solo, and Paul did it brilliantly. Ran out, grabbed the mic, Vinnie Vincent, everybody, and then they went into whatever song they were going to go into next. I don't know the song, But after that show, they went backstage, and believe it or not, Vinnie Vincent was the one that started it, got in Gene and Paul's face and said, "What the hell was that?" And Gene and Paul just kind of looked at him and said, "Oh, that was us letting you know that you're fired." Now, luckily, this was towards the end of the tour. This wasn't like in the middle of the tour. It was towards the end, and I think they got Bob Kulick, not Bruce, but I think they got Bob Kulick to come out and finish the last 2 or 3 shows that they had. But in any case, it's funny how, certain talented musicians just, they put their own soloing and stuff ahead of what's important for the band. Which leads me to the next thing, the video. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is where I'm going to kind of blow some minds. This was a live performance. It was a live performance. But I am not going to take the live performance into account here. That 7.3 is 100% for the song. I have my reasons. It really comes down to just one thing more than anything else. This was an official produced video, almost in a music video format. The entire video for the first half was just like 90% focused on Bruce. And I found that kind of off-putting, if I'm being honest, comparatively to every other concert video that I've seen of Bruce. It's always been very complimentary. It's always been, Bruce has always been the star, granted, but there's always been a lot of wide-angle shots and distance shots and side shots, and group shots where you have, multiple people in the band being shown. But let's be honest, in that first half, 90% of the video footage was of Bruce. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks, I was kind of turned off by that. I kind of was. The funny thing is, in the second half, that completely changed. Everybody, for the most part, everybody started to be featured. And it wasn't for a long time. It was, 2 seconds here, 3 seconds here. But, we saw people getting featured, like, not just once, but, 2 times, 3. Oh, that's the 3rd time we've seen that person. And then a little time goes by. Well, that's the 4th time we've seen that person. So they got time. Everybody got, well, again, not everybody, but mostly everybody got equal time. Noticeably missing. We saw Max's hands, but we didn't see Max. We didn't see Gary at all. We didn't see Gary Talent in a single shot. The only time I saw any of the keyboard players or any of the piano players was in the back, when they were focusing on, I think it was on the violin player. In back behind her, out of focus, I saw the piano player, but he was never featured. And we only saw Nils once, and I'm like, that's weird. So not everybody got featured, but the percussionist did, all the backing vocalists did, Stevie did, the violin player did, and of course Bruce did. So there was a much more even distribution of footage time when it came to the second half of the video. So I felt better about the second half. But the second reason that I'm not taking the live footage into account, the live show into account, is every single shot was here up. They were bust shots. Everybody had a bust shot. The only time we really saw any full body shots is when Jake was coming up to solo, and we would kind of zoom back, and there's Jake and Bruce, head to toe. But that was it. The rest of it was all bust shots. And I'm sitting there going, this doesn't look like much of a live performance. This looks staged, especially since nobody was really moving. So I'm not taking the live show into account, which is really weird considering the fact that this was a live performance. This is the first time I've ever done this. But I just don't see the reason for including the live show, because we didn't really see anything that, would define this as a live performance. Everything was chest up. So it was weird. It's a weird video, man. It is a super weird video. But nonetheless, the song on its own, absolutely getting that 7.3. It's a nice song. It sounds good. It feels good. It's got some things going for it. It's got some depth. And like I said, it's always nice to hear Jake solo. So, yeah, 7.3 for the song. That has nothing to do with the live performance. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.3, which is a really good scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. B as in boy. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.